They've got a hot box on there, and it's not supposed to be prolonged because then it's supposed to warm back up too, like in the 70s. So I think we need to keep water on. I think so.
Y'all got new plants in there, right?
Just put the plants in there.
Probably be good.
And I couldn't get my mind off him for a couple of days.
How in the world did you let that mess with your mind?
I don't know, it makes me
Sounds good to me.
It does.
Jamie's not gonna be here. She texted me earlier. She's not gonna be here.
Okay, Jamie's not here, okay. We got other folks coming here.
Bear's running about 5 minutes late. He said he's on his way right now.
Okay.
So skip the 5 first.
Yeah, we might need to.
We might need to reverse order of, okay, and do the elevation thing first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what now, Keith? Oh, okay, excellent, good idea, okay. Okay, so that will be at the podium. Okay, and I can ask them to please sign in. Excellent, good idea. Good idea. And the camera thing is gonna go off automatically at the end, or you're gonna turn it off.
She'll turn it off with the pad there.
Okay, so that's our plan from now on. When I say adjourn plan, you turn it on, right? Okay, perfect. Got it, got it. Yeah. I saw a name tag in here last. Well,
They disappeared somewhere.
we're losing Bill. Bill's disappeared.
I guess 5 is for him though. I figured.
Matt has disappeared.
Yeah, Charles, he emailed this morning that he won't be here.
Okay, Charles, all right, Charles is not here, and Jamie's not here. Jamie Mobley not here. Yeah,
Yeah, both of them are.
yeah, they're both
Well, there's
here.
nothing going to the council, so we got
Here.
one.
There they are.
Here they are. Okay.
Hey, it starts at 12, guys.
There is no excuse for you.
There's no excuse, okay. Pardon me, please.
I feel like I'm on an island over there all by myself.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we have everybody's here who is going to be here, so I will call the meeting to order. And we've got some feedback going.
That's 12 o'clock for sirens.
Oh, okay.
Tornado
Okay.
sirens.
All right, let the record show that everyone is here but Mr. Green and Ms. Mobley. So we've got 7 out of 9. We do have a quorum. I'm gonna first ask for deal with the minutes from last month's meeting. Did everyone get their minutes? And if so, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Patton to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Boyd to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, those minutes are unanimously approved as presented. Bear is here. Okay, Bear, you ready? Oh, yes, sir. Okay, I thought you weren't here yet. And I was gonna switch order of the, on the
Thank you.
agenda here, which would have been fine. But our first item, substantive item today, is a request by Mr. Davidson with regard to tabling an issue that we dealt with last month. Bear, what you got?
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. I think it's safe to say you all are familiar with this item. We want to ask you today to officially table this matter for the time being. An update for you that I think is relevant. Mr. Carlson, who's with me here today, and I have met with Harding University to get feedback from them directly. And based on that conversation, I'm confident they're now in support of what we're trying to do, which is a 2-lot arrangement in lieu of a 3-lot arrangement. It was also communicated to us by them that they they being the university, has visited with many of the neighbors who are also in support of that. I don't want to claim that all neighbors are in support. I don't know that, but some of the neighbors are in support, so, as well as Hardin University. So what we will be presenting is a 2-lot version of this in lieu of a 3. That may qualify. I believe it will qualify as an incidental subdivision. I'm not confirmed that with Mr. Stafford's office. But based on all of those things, I would like to ask you to table this matter, but leave it on as an open item on your docket for the time being.
Okay, I certainly see no problem with that. Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Does anyone have?
Motion to approve it.
I have a motion by Mr. DeGroat to table the matter and a second by Mr. Patton. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the matter with regard to the lot split at Faculty Edition is officially considered to be tabled. There were unanimously, there were no votes on that agenda item. The next agenda item is a non-conforming elevation for a storage building at the First Assembly of God Church building. Who's here to present that to us?
Mark Farron.
Yes, sir.
We would, in behind our Family Life Center, we're wanting to build a storage building to put the Living Nativity in. We have it several different spots and trying to get it all. After 20 years, we decided we're going to keep doing it. So we're asking to, instead of being 2 foot above flood stage, go down a 1.5 foot.
Okay.
Go down to 6 inches, not,
6 inches,
not
yes,
foot.
right.
6 inches elevation above.
Which is it now?
It's 6 inches above. Their finished floor would be 6 inches above the base flood elevation instead of the required 2 feet. So they're
Okay.
asking for 6 inches instead of 2 feet.
Is state say 6? What's the state?
1.
1 foot is the
1
state.
foot.
Yes, sir.
But I don't see Mark here though. What's his opinion of that? 'Cause
He's been out there and he
Miss-
marked it. He told me, he said, I think you need to be right here. So he said we could get by with 6.
Yeah.
He's the one that.
I know he wasn't in favor of the 6 anymore.
He said,
That
he
conversation.
sent me an email, he was, to say that he could not be here today, and he just wanted me to relay to you all that he does not either, oppose or, confirm that, so.
Taking that middle road.
Taking the middle road action, that he does not oppose it, nor does he,
Promote it.
promote it, yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Farron?
Mainly that's just storage of wall materials, those type of materials. So even if they got wet, it wouldn't be a catastrophe, correct?
It's just,
Okay.
have them up for a couple of months and then they'll go in, they'll come out next year.
What would the material of the building be built?
It's a metal pinnacle steel works.
All right, thank you, Mr. Farron. You may have a seat. Do we have any further discussion on this, or do I have a motion?
Well, to go along with Bill's question though, is that's what they're gonna use it now. 10 years from now, it could be something else.
That's right.
So, you know, if that's a factor in there.
Always look at it and go, they're big boys, they're the ones willing to take this risk. So,
That's my approach too, and if it's just storage, I mean, if this was a finished out building with air conditioning and all that kind of thing, it's a different deal to me.
based on, I would move to approve.
All right, motion by Mr. Patton to approve it. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Boyd. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? That application is unanimously granted. The last substantive item on the agenda here today is a public hearing on some proposed zoning amendments. I think we've talked about this before in here. I know we have in Planning and Growth. Mr. Stafford, what have we got today?
Yes, sir. So these are zoning and subdivision code amendments regarding extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is the planning boundary we no longer exists after the state took that authority away. That taking all the language out in the code that talks about it. This is the accessory dwelling units, also a reflection of what was recently passed by the state that we have to follow regarding accessory dwelling units, and then the residential decorative fencing requirement that we had mentioned that we don't have in our code, and working with a property owner here in town, we developed some requirements to allow some decorative fencing, and then the road street paving requirements. Nothing has changed substantively except for the road street paving requirements. If you remember, there was some discussion last month about public and private streets and, you know, can we force somebody to pave a private road and all of that. And I just wanted to kind of, after I've been thinking about it, talk to Mark Lane a little bit more about it. And Mark always says that he had talked to an attorney at one point in time that says there's no such thing as a private road. And I think the more I've looked into it and looked at our codes and looked at the definitions, and I think he's right in that the roads and streets that we're talking about all are public. The difference lies in how they are public. The two ways that they can be public, one would be by right-of-way that is dedicated to the city for maintenance, so a dedicated right-of-way. But the other way that a road can be public is just by easement, so it's still property ownership, but it's an easement that's dedicated to the public for access. So either way, it's a public road. It just really is a matter of like maintenance. So one is dedicated to a right-of-way that's dedicated to the city for maintenance. The other one is an easement that probably has some sort of language in it for maintenance, private maintenance of some type. Maybe that's an HOA or improvement district or something that's set up to take care of that maintenance. So what the intent of the street paving requirement was to require that all roads and streets to follow our design, so be paved and curbed and guttered. So that means, this would mean that whether or not it's a dedicated public right-of-way dedicated to the city for maintenance, or if it's a public road by easement that's privately maintained, this would still require it to follow the curb and gutter and pavement standards, if that makes sense. So there were some questions, I know, and Commissioner Mobley and I have talked a little bit. I know she had some questions about defining the differences between public, private, and driveways, and streets, and roads, and alleys, and all that. And so I did some digging, and that's a lot of the conversation I was passing along to her was, you know, that's where I think Mark's right. Streets and roads are all public. It just depends on how they're public, those two ways. Private, the only thing that's private would be a driveway, it would be a drive. Could be a long drive, it could be a short drive, but it's still a drive, that's private. And so we don't have any this doesn't have any effect on people's private drives. It's just anything that's public, either by easement or by right-of-way. And then an alley is also public as well, so, which that already has that requirement in there, if that makes sense.
Okay, does anybody have any more questions for Mr. Stafford at this point?
So, I didn't even mention, like, the principal change was to take the word private out of this, and so you can see the highlighted section, that the old is on the left, the highlighted section is on the right, and so it just says all streets and roads in proposed development subdivisions within the city of Searcy, whether dedicated to the city of Searcy for maintenance or not, shall follow the construction requirements in chapter 5, so.
Let me ask a question. I've got a long driveway right now.
Yes, sir.
I've got 5 acres. I decided to split that off and I'm gonna sell an acre to someone else. I'm gonna give that same person an easement on my driveway. At that point in time when, that's 5 acres, so they'd have to come to us with a subdivide, correct?
Yeah,
At that point in time, we'd say you've got to pave the road.
Yeah, well, it depends on what the easement says. If it's a 2-lot split, it could just be for the use and purposes, I guess, of the 2 owners. I don't know if that gets into public versus not. If it's a multiple lot subdivision, then it would be obviously for multiple lots, more to the general public, but I would imagine you could write an easement that says that this easement is access for lot 2 on my property to access lot 2. I think that's still probably, there's some gray area there, I think, that could be considered, whether that's a private drive still or a public road.
Still some subjectivity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any more questions for Mr. Stafford? Okay, if not, I'm gonna open the public hearing here. This is, a public hearing is just what you think it is, and it is to give members of the public a chance to address this agenda item and tell us your thoughts and feelings and opinions about this agenda item. And so I'm gonna open the public hearing. and ask that and ask anyone who's here from the public who wishes to speak to us concerning these proposed zoning amendments, if you would, please come up to the podium. And we have a new procedure here today. There's a sign-up sheet there, and if you would, fill that out right quick. But if you would also just give us your name and address and tell us what you got to say.
It's Roy Barnes, 504 River Oaks Boulevard. I just want to primarily say thank you to Chair Gordon and the commission for allowing this public hearing. I'm here on behalf of my wife, Barbara, who's teaching first grade right now with Mr. Sparks' wife, and myself in support of the residential decorative and ornamental fencing adjustments, specifically Article 512-2. We've lived most of our lives in Searcy. We have also lived in Maumelle and Madison, Mississippi. Each of those other communities had a planned community base, and I believe that this adjustment is in line with the beautification of Searcy, as well as it gives code and legal better direction in regard to decorative fencing. And I also believe that it has been well crafted with Richard and Gabriel for both today and the growth that we would see in potential neighborhoods in Searcy. So again, I want to express our support for the update of the residential decorative and ornamental fencing adjustments.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other comments from the public? Anyone else?
I think Mr. Barnes needs a shout out too. He came to planning and growth and had a good conversation, and I appreciate that. I think that's worthy of praise and just a good comment.
Agreed, and so noted. Anybody else? Hearing no further comment, I'm going to close the public hearing and ask for comments or a motion from the commission members.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. DeGroat. Second by Mr. Boyd to approve these proposed zoning amendments as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Those proposed zoning amendments are approved as presented. Thank you, Mr. Stafford, for that. I'm now going to adjourn the Planning Commission meeting. Does anyone have any further business before this commission today? Okay, if not, I'm going to declare the Planning Commission meeting adjourned, and I'm now going to call into session this same body as the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Mr. Chair, the gentleman out here with the,
No, it was a zoning adjustment. I'm sorry.
oh, okay.
Okay.
He had raised his hand, that's why I caught it.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so I'm now calling the Board of Adjustment meeting to order, and I would note for the record that we have the same quorum here that we had for the Planning Commission meeting that was just adjourned. There are 7 of us here, so we do have a quorum. The first of the 2 items on the Board of Adjustment agenda today is a variance request for signage at 1444 Janet. And I believe Mr. David, is it Mickle or Michael is here?
Actually, Charlie Shalliel, I work with David, but
Very good. Okay, what's the proposal, sir?
I'm gonna try to scribble this as quick as I can. So Charlie Shalliel, Site Enhancement Services, South Bend, Indiana. So first off, thanks for, man, I cannot multitask. Thanks for allowing us to come before you today. Here today for Cheddar's Restaurant, as you can see on the screen. I also have hard copies if you want that.
They should have hard copies, but.
Oh, well, I'm gonna steal one for myself.
Yeah, if you wanna flip through the
Oh,
slide yourself.
beautiful. They should be pretty much the same thing. Cheddar's Restaurant, just hit forward.
Yes.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Going in adjacent to the Texas Roadhouse, in that new commercial development. By code, we're allowed a sign on the front wall and then one on the side wall as well. What we're asking for is 2 additional signs, one on the rear. As you can see, it'll be facing towards the highway itself. It will have visibility from the highway, drove it multiple times previously and then again today, excuse me. And then one on the, what would be considered the south elevation facing towards the Texas Roadhouse, and that's for people that are tiered sign, that's on that highway elevation, that's gonna be with the tenant that is to the east or behind us. Signs that we're proposing, oh, there you go, right there, are the signs that would be on the east elevation, on the south elevation. As you can see, they're comparable in size to the, two other facade signs that we're asking for. One on the front of the building at 50 square feet, 49.99. And then the other three would be at the 60 square feet. Front elevation of the building, as you can see, this building was designed architecturally to allow for the sign, and again, this is the one that's allowed by code. Again, this sign allowed by code, that's on the side elevation or the north elevation. The sign that we're asking for on the south elevation, a little bit moved further back just because of the architecture features and the metal awnings that we have over the front dining area. And then on the rear of the building, sign just pushed up a little bit towards more of that cornice area, visible to the highway and then to the business behind. The signs that we're asking for is not out of character. This is just construction details if you're curious on that. Internally illuminated signs. The signs that we're asking for are not out of the norm for the area, and being in that commercial corridor, there are other businesses that have had the opportunity, which makes complete sense to utilize signage on all four elevations just because of the multiple different ways people can arrive and visit these different businesses. So I think it makes tons of sense. It's going to be a booming commercial corridor when everybody gets dropped in there, so it's fantastic. We're excited about the opportunity to be here. It's not going to be a detriment to any of the businesses in the area or any of the other properties. In fact, it will be a benefit. Strong functioning Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen will bring people in off the highway into the community, spend those dollars, and then get back on the highway. Or people from the community will have a great place to visit and eat. We're just trying to make it easy to find, easy to visit, and a safe place that when you're traveling through that corridor, you'll be able to easily recognize it, find it, visit, and then get on your way or go to Canopy Sports and buy some fishing gear. Either way, it'll be good for the community. We're happy to be here. If you have any questions, I'm here.
May I ask you, Richard, on the, oh, I'm sorry, can I ask?
Sure, oh, yeah.
Isn't there a height ordinance? Is this asking for that difference too? Isn't it like 35 feet?
No,
Because
well, there is a height ordinance. Now, they're close enough, the sign that they're talking about is close enough to the highway right away that you can go up to 50, but that's not part of this. They're literally asking for 2 extra wall signs on the
Right.
building.
well, I noticed that 50 foot, and it seems
Yeah,
like,
no, they're
because it seems
within
like Texas Roadhouse had to get an approval
They
for
were
their sign.
they were just outside of the 50-foot right of way,
Oh,
like
okay.
just outside.
So
of it.
their sign's okay with that?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. DeGroat to approve the variance request. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Patton. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? That variance request is unanimously granted. Thank you, sir.
Excellent, thank you very much. And
Thank
just real quick, we do this across the country. We work with a lot of staff. Your staff has been great to work with. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. Thank you, sir. Okay, the next and last agenda item for the Board of Adjustment is a variance request. Wait, I have to have a public hearing, don't I? No, this wouldn't be a public.
Technically, all
It
the
says
Board of Zoning Adjustment is the public hearing, where the public can come and speak. It probably doesn't, it's a public meeting, that people can come speak on the agenda items. It's different than the Planning Commission where there's a public hearing set. The entire meeting itself is a public hearing, so that's just probably, we probably don't need to say that it's a public hearing because the Board of Zoning Adjustment itself is a public hearing.
Okay.
That's the way that it's written, that people can come and speak for or against. We have to notify folks of the variance requests and so on and so forth.
And then it sounds like I need to ask if there's anyone
Yeah,
here.
that would probably be.
Is there anyone here from the public who wishes to speak to the agenda item with regard to Cheddar's that we just discussed? Anybody here from the public who wishes to address us with regard to that agenda item? I let the record show that there was no response and that there is no one here from the public to address that agenda item. Now we will move on to the next one, at 99 North Poplar. And sir, tell us what you got, your name and what you got.
My name is David Hall. I am representing the owners on the 99 North Poplar. We're requesting a variance for size of building on the lot. It's a C4 zone lot right now. It has a 50% max building, and we're at 60%. And the other variance is landscape requirements, like the variance on landscape, since we are, shopping center with its existing landscaping.
And I remember dealing with this before.
That's
with
only
planning.
subdivided it, or it's not allowed to be subdivided.
Yeah,
This is next to Tractor Supply,
yes,
Is
it's
it
the
a-
out parcel out there next to the tractor.
and it is a separate building
It's a
from
separate building.
separate building from Tractor Supply, gonna use the same parking lot that's out there right now.
Yes,
Is this that little fenced-in area right next to where
It is.
Tractor Supply was? Okay, I couldn't place where it was at.
What is the business gonna be?
it's gonna be multi-tenant, so there's no tenants at this time. It's just
Okay.
like-
Okay. Does I'm a little new to this board of adjustment aspect of this. Is the staff on board with this, Mr. Stafford?
Very unique situation, yeah, I think, if, in fact, I kind of regret we didn't talk about this with the applicant initially. It's just a unique situation, adding on to a strip center, so it's gonna not meet those lot requirements, because of the C4 zone, so it's just a very unique, so we told them the best situation would just be to come to ask for a variance, so the staff has no issues, the parking lot is existing, they're not making changes to the parking lot, they're using it, it's a shared parking lot via the plat, and like I said, it's just kind of a unique situation.
It sounds like infill of a sort.
Infield, that's right,
Making-
so there's really
making
literally
use-
no places to put any sort of required landscaping, just because of the nature of it, so.
Well, just because the development's already there.
That's right.
You're taking in all the landscaping that's already there,
That's right.
so.
And it's,
I mean, different in our parking now, you'd have to put, a little island every 14
Right,
parking
right.
spaces, so that doesn't meet that, but we're not changing the
We're
parking.
not changing the parking, that's right.
okay, so the staff is on board with
Yes,
this,
sir.
is
Yeah,
okay
no
with
problem,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions of the applicant or of Mr. Stafford or comments?
I don't want to jump in there because I don't want to interfere with your public hearing.
I've forgotten that already.
Did you really?
Is there anyone from the public here who wishes to address this?
I'm the landlord and the owner. My name's Chris Campbell. I own the Ashley Home Store there. I bought the center, a year and a half ago from the owner that was out of state, because I own the Ashley Home Store there. I went in and I remodeled the center, and our whole goal is to remodel the whole center and make it more up to date. I've done the same thing in Jonesboro with the old Sears building. I don't know if y'all know what that was. It's called Uptown now in Jonesboro. We went ahead and we put in in a different center in Crossroads in Jonesboro. We got Barnes and Noble and some other higher end retailers there. And that was what my goal was for this center, was to come back, remodel it, repurpose it, and develop it into a nicer, newer center. I don't own the north end, I own basically from the Ashley Home Store down south of that. And that's kind of what we're doing here, and I have a marketing plan for it, if anybody would like to see it. But what our goal is to remodel it, reinvent that center into a nicer, updated center. So we didn't think, but we would like to take that, where Tractor Supply had their storage area, their outdoor area, and complete that with some smaller suites in it. We've got the Ashley store, we got the Big Lots that we've got an LOI on right now. We're working with another tenant on the Tractor Supply box, and then what we're wanting to do is add some smaller suites on that south end there. To kind of totally redevelop that whole area. So that's what we're trying to do with that, and I'm sorry to interrupt there, but I wanted to kind of give you some little context to what we're trying to do to this. We believe in Cersei. I've owned the Ashley Home Store there for 6 years now, and we wanted to redevelop into that center there because we
thought the cemetery needed some sprucing up to do.
Well, when we did this a couple months ago,
Yes, sir.
you got another lot out there in the middle of the parking lot too.
Yes,
don't you?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it's probably gonna face a similar situation.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yeah. And what we're trying to do with that one is probably try to get some kind of, quick serve coffee shop or something in that. The lot